From the film straight up killing it on streaming services to people obsessing over it as a guilty pleasure, there's a terrible Keanu Reeves movie that everybody loves. First things first, it's wild that it blew up big time on Netflix after being trashed left, right, and center by critics and fans alike. I'm talking about none other than Knock Knock, which is a loose reboot of the 1977 flick Death Game. Directed by Eli Roth, this 2015 thriller features Keanu Reeves as Evan Weber, a happily married architect who gets caught up in a game of seduction when two young women unexpectedly show up at his doorstep. Reeves is known for his epic blockbusters like Bill and Ted, The Matrix, and John Wick. But guess what? Some of his under-the-radar films are making a major comeback on Netflix, including Knock Knock, which is straight up slaying on the streaming platform right now. That said, it starts as a steamy night of passion, but things go south real quick as these ladies reveal their true intentions, turning the movie into pure nightmare fuel. Let's do a deep dive into the film's details to see what I mean. Did you know Roth wanted to take audiences on a suspense and moral dilemma-filled wild ride? He wanted to explore the dark side of desire, and in this movie, desire is the name of the game. Picture this. Two seemingly innocent girls show up at the dude's doorstep, and things quickly take a turn for the worst. It's all about temptation, and the film wants us to think about giving in to our deepest desires without considering the aftermath. It's like a cautionary tale showing us that acting on impulse can lead to a world of trouble. But that's not all. The film also dives into the whole trust thing. Weber's happily married, but his world gets turned upside down when he lets these girls into his life. It's a reminder of how fragile trust can be, and how easily it can be shattered. The movie makes us question who we can rely on when faced with unexpected and compromising situations. And let's not forget the moral, gray areas this flick tackles. It puts us in uncomfortable spots, forcing us to confront tough choices and ethical dilemmas. It's like a mind game, pushing us to wonder what's right and wrong in messed up situations. The characters' actions leave us scratching our heads and debating where we draw the line. But I gotta keep it real with you. This movie might not be Keanu's biggest hit, but it's still turning heads. The film got straight up savaged by critics. They tore it to shreds, calling it a dumpster fire of poor writing and acting. It's got a 30% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes, with critics saying that Knock Knock brings together some serious talent to tackle its satirical take on torture horror. But unfortunately, it falls short with a repetitive storyline and a misguided campy vibe. Trust me, when the critics say it's Keanu Reeves' absolute worst movie, they ain't messing around. But despite all the hate it received, Knock Knock blew up like crazy on Netflix. No cap, it's been riding high in the top 10 most watched movies since it dropped on the platform in 2019. What in the actual world? Right? We're scratching our heads trying to figure out why, but I have a few theories I want to share. First off, you already know Keanu Reeves is an absolute legend, right? His fandom is next level, and they'd watch anything he's in, even if it's a hot mess. So that could be one reason why this movie blew up. People just can't resist Keanu's charm, no matter the quality of the film. But wait, there's more to this crazy puzzle. The movie has a wild plot that grabs attention in a snap. It's like a train wreck you can't tear your eyes away from. Some viewers are drawn to the absolute insanity of it all, and it becomes a guilty pleasure that they can't resist. I mean, who can blame them? It's a whole roller coaster ride of emotions. And last but not least, we gotta give props to the thriller genre. Thrillers are like crack for streaming platforms. They keep us on the edge of our seats, hearts pounding, and Knock Knock is no exception. It's packed with suspense and twisted turns that make it perfect for a cozy night. Despite the mixed reviews, it's making waves on Netflix. People are rediscovering it and giving it a second chance. It's like the movie has found its groove and is taking over the streaming scene. But what do fans have to say about it? So first up, we got a fan who's just as confused as we are. They felt like they were being tortured while watching this film, and trust me, that's not a compliment at all. They straight up hated it and felt pissed off for wasting their precious time on this flick. They only watched it because it's Keanu, but it felt like he was pulling a prank on his fans with this one. Ouch, that hurts. Next, we got a fan who's mad as hell. They're demanding answers. Why? Why did all that craziness happen, and why did nothing bad happen to the witches? They were waiting for that twist, that turn, but it never came. It left them hanging. They knew better. They should have just hit that power button and moved on. There's also a legal genius in the chat, and they said that the main guy could have easily gotten out of this mess legally. He was tied down, his house was a total wreck. All he had to do was tell the cops he got attacked by some random thugs who broke in. Solid plan. But let's be real, it's a movie. We gotta suspend our disbelief a bit, you know. Oh, and they also brought up the horror aspect. As in, they couldn't see it. Yeah, we get it. It's a remake from the 70s, but still, they're not buying it. Last but not least, we got a fan who couldn't even handle it. They couldn't make it past 20 minutes, and they said that they just don't have the time for that level of stupidity in their life anymore. It broke the bank. It broke their spirit. It broke everything. But hey, curiosity got the best of them, and they read a synopsis somewhere just to see how it all wrapped up. And you know what? They realized they didn't miss a damn thing by skipping the rest of that hot mess. On that note, let's talk about something that happens all too often in the world of movies: high expectations leading to major disappointments. We've all been there, right? You hear that your favorite actor is starring in a new film, and you can't help but get excited. You think to yourself, this is going to be epic. Well, sometimes that excitement can cloud our judgment, and we dive into a movie head first without really knowing what we're getting into. And that's exactly what happened with Knock Knock. Fans, fueled by their love for Keanu, went in blind, expecting greatness. They thought, hey, it's Keanu Reeves, how could it be anything less than perfect? But oh, how wrong they were. As they watched the film unfold, their hopes quickly turned to disappointment. They were left scratching their heads, wondering how a movie that starred their favorite actor could miss the mark so hard. It's a classic case of anticipation not aligning with reality. Sometimes, our love for an actor or actress can blind us to the flaws of a film. We build up these high expectations, assuming that because our beloved star is in it, it's automatically going to be a masterpiece. But, as fans experienced with the film, that's not always the case. But there's also a guilty pleasure aspect of watching the film. We all have those movies that we secretly enjoy, even if we know they might not be critically acclaimed or Oscar-worthy. And you know what? Knock Knock fits right into that category. There's something about this film that hooks viewers, despite its flaws. It's like a guilty pleasure that we can't help but indulge in. Maybe it's the allure of witnessing a train wreck unfold on screen, or perhaps it's the excitement of seeing Keanu Reeves in a role that's completely different from what we're used to. Whatever the reason, there's a certain satisfaction that comes from watching a movie that's so over the top and outrageous. There's a certain thrill in immersing ourselves in a film that we know might not be a critical masterpiece. So there you have it. From the film being a guilty pleasure to it blowing up on streaming services. That was the terrible Keanu Reeves movie that everybody loves.